Kenny Pickett and the Pittsburgh Steelers are flying down to Houston to take on C.J. Stroud and the up-and-coming Houston Texans, who are coming off a major upset victory against their division rival, Jacksonville Jaguars, in Week 3. And Ryan, I was not expecting this to be a matchup that I was looking forward to watching, but Texans honestly have showed promise even before their win last week. But I thought the second half of the Colts game came out strong and put up some good performances that were like, okay, there's some talent here. Then against Jacksonville, they were able to kind of demonstrate the three-headed receiving monster that they have and how lethal that can be with Robert Woods, Nico Collins, and Tank Dell. And C.J. Stroud definitely seems to be coming into his own, and it's good to see those performances. I think the thing for me that I'll get into a little bit here in a second, but it's just going to be consistency. That's why I'm very curious on watching. Can they come out and have the same performance? I want to throw it over to you. What do you think the Texans have to do and the Steelers have to do to come out victorious this week?
For me, the Texans, they have to do what they did last week. They immediately put Jacksonville on their heels, kind of made them play from behind, and that plays right into what that Texans defense wants to do. Will Anderson looks really good. And then, C.J. Stroud coming out. Did he have 4 touchdowns last week, or did he only have 3?
C.J. Stroud, I'll double check.
But he had a great performance. He's now in the top 5 in passing yards this season.
He had 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns, okay. Yeah. And so for me, I think that they need to do that. It will be interesting to kind of see what they're able to do against this Steelers defense, because Jacksonville, they have some good defensive players, but this Pittsburgh defense is on a whole other level. And that kind of leads into what I think the Steelers have to do, and that's get after C.J. Stroud, make him feel the pressure of being in the NFL, and just get after him, make him uncomfortable, make him make rushed decisions. And then on the offensive side of the ball, I think that they have the skill players to kind of pick this defense apart throughout a game. Maybe not consistently, but I think they'll be able to put together some drives and put some points on the board. So
yeah. No, I think it's going to be the big thing is we've started to see some improvement from the Steelers offense when it comes to consistency overall, even though you go up against a Raiders defense that wasn't really that impressive really this entire season, to be honest.
Yeah.
But what you want to see, though, just from the Steelers offense is just a little bit more consistency in the overall performance. Everybody loves blaming Canada, their offensive coordinator, which I think rightfully so, just because it seems very weird how you have all these weapons, yet nothing seems to work out.
Yeah.
I will say their offensive line is weak, and so that's going to be something to watch on both sides on both teams, because Houston's team is also very weak as well in the offensive line. Scott Quisenberry's on IR, Kenyon Green's on IR, Juice Scruggs is on IR as well, and so then there's even Laramie Tunsil, or also his name is in red. So
Laramie Tunsil.
Sorry. I thought it was like Jeremy, but with an L. Anyways, his status will be interesting to watch because he's the best offensive lineman on that team. So, but in general, though, and that's where to me is I talked about consistency earlier with Houston. Is they had a great win against Jacksonville, still early on in the season, and Jacksonville's still working out some things, trying to get healthier as well. But now this is going to be a much bigger test for this offense to go up against the Steelers defense, whose secondary is, I would say, is average to above average. I mean, I like Mika Fitzpatrick and company. I think Joey Porter Jr. is having a good start as well. Do have Patrick Peterson, who is past his prime, but still one of the better corners in the league. So there is some talent there. But in general, though, it's how are you going to stop T.J. Watt? How are you going to stop this defensive front of Pittsburgh, who I think is just going to get after C.J. Stroud? And that's going to be the big matchup. If they're able to handle that, I've been impressed with Houston's defense, especially the defensive front, Will Anderson, where maybe, I could see them causing some havoc to the Pittsburgh Steelers offense just because they have been inconsistent as well. And essentially the key to my opinion is just consistency for this team. But kind of leading into my pick, though, is I think that we're going to see a little regression of C.J. Stroud in this Houston offense this week, because I think the Steelers defense is going to be a little too much. I think it's going to be tough for them to move the ball. I think Pittsburgh Steelers offense is slowly starting to kind of roll the ball, get everything moving in the right direction. just to be confident and be the playoff team that I know they can be. I think the Steelers are going to win this one. I think it's going to be a good game. I want to think it's going to be something like 20-14.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably in the ballpark that I was going to say. I just think, to me, it's only a matter of time before the Steelers defense takes advantage of C.J. Stroud being a rookie. And, like, especially I think you look at that offensive line, Josh Jones, Laramie Tunsil, and Shaq Mason are we're all on the injury report. They're all listed as questionable. And so that's really tough, especially against this pass rush. So what does that look like? And I'm going to go with the Steelers as well. I just think that defense is going to give Stroud a lot more fits than what the Jags were able to do last week. But I do think it'll be semi-low scoring. I'm going to say 24-20 in that matter. So
I like it. I like it.
Let's go ahead and wrap up this video here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to come out ahead in this matchup. Is it going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Houston Texans? Let us know what you think. And other than that, we'll see you guys next time.